you hate the thought of working past 55 or 60? Do you hate not being able to live the life you deserve today? Do you hate not knowing what your financial future looks like? It's time to stop doing what you hate. Here's your host, Mr. Harold Green.
All right, everybody, this is Harold Green of Bright Tree Financial Group, and it's time to stop doing what you hate and start doing the things that you love. Ooh, what a week. What a week. And I'm glad to be sitting here talking with you folks today. And boy, it's just been a very interesting week, to say the least. And but I hope you've had a great week. I hope you are having a fantastic day. And boy, I'm kind of excited to be sharing today's show with you folks. It's a little bit of a truth-telling show for me. I'm pretty much an open book, and you guys know that. I wear my emotions on my sleeve a lot of times. I don't know if that's good. I don't know if that's bad. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But for the most part, it's who I am. And so I want to talk to you guys today about something that I've been dealing with. And I think that some of you folks are dealing with the same thing. And the title of today's show is Going Through the Motions. And, it's that phrase is a very famous phrase, but I hear it quite a bit in a song that I listen to when I'm working out. And I just going through the motions. And it's one of those things where, you wake up every day and you do the same old stuff. SOS. Everybody knows what SOS is. It's the same old stuff every day. You wake up, you get dressed, you go to work, you do your job, you put your time in, you come home, you cook dinner, you deal with the kids, you deal with your spouse, you deal with yourself, you go to bed, and you wake up, and you do it all over again and again and again. And sometimes it just drives you nuts. And so I kind of felt lately like I've been going through the motions. And I wonder, what is this feeling? I normally don't feel this way. But maybe it's because I had a tough week. Maybe it's because I've dealt with some stuff that I normally don't have to deal with. I don't know. But I was having lunch with a friend of mine yesterday, and we were talking and sharing, and I believe iron sharpens iron. So if you have a really good friend, you can go bounce things off as a sounding board. It's always a good thing to do. So for me, trying to find balance in my life, I said, you know what? I need to start to throw these, the golf rounds in there, the lunches with clients and friends, and just doing something different to break the monotony so I don't feel like I'm just going through the motions of the same old, day in and day out. I mean, it can drive you nuts. And so we were talking, and I shared with him that this week in my firm, I just broke a major milestone. I mean, it is a huge milestone that I've been working on for the past few years, and I finally accomplished the goal. And I said, B, man, I'm extremely excited for the accomplishment in regards to how it relates to my clients. And because I've made my clients a lot of money, I've grown their portfolios quite a bit. And because we're talking about investments do carry risk of loss. All investments are speculative in nature. So do your due diligence in past performances. No guarantee of future results. You have to understand your risk score and have that stuff analyzed so that you can make the sound, proper investment decision. Bam. So I put that little disclosure out there. But I've made my clients quite a bit of money. And, they're pleased with my performance. And I'm just all around happy for them. I said, but what does it mean for me? Why do I feel so empty inside? I mean, this is a major goal. Why do I feel so numb about it? Like, what gives? I mean, I should be dancing on the rooftop, going out and celebrating, but I don't feel like that. And I said, what is it? He said, probably because of this pandemic that we're going through. A lot of us are emotionally spent, emotionally burned. And there's a lot of talk about finding a new normal. But I'm like, my old normal was fine. I don't want a new normal. I don't like this bull crap of having to wear a mask all the time, and this bull crap of having to tell my clients, here are the protocols for coming to the office, and then having to go certain places and present a vaccine card. Like, that's all I understand, but to me, it's all bull crap. I understand, and I'm not going to disagree with it, but from a safety perspective, I understand all of that. I understand all the intent that goes into it from a professional standpoint. But from a personal standpoint, I just think it's, somewhat bullcrap, right? A lot of the science is not being followed. And I'm not going to get political with this crap, but it's causing a lot of stress. It's causing a lot of pain. It's causing a lot of confusion, right? The left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing. And so it's just making everybody just uneasy. Some people are becoming unhinged. And for us going through the same old thing day in and day out, not being able to enjoy life. And I said, that's probably what it is. I'm not able to enjoy life the way I want. So I'm going to have to do something different so that I don't feel like I'm going through the same emotions day in and day out, because we could be dealing with this for the next 2 or 3 years. Who knows how long we're going to be dealing with this? But it's teaching me something very important. And I'll share with you what that is as I go throughout today's show. But boy, that was a big milestone. And I'm like, you know what? I have these goals written down on a piece of paper, and they're under my desk by the garbage can. So nobody knows they're down there except me. And from time to time, I'll go down there by the garbage can and I'll look at my goals that are posted on a Post-it note under my desk. Sometimes I'll take them out and look at them again. And then when I hit a major milestone on there, I'll write the date that I accomplished that goal and what the amount was, or what the amount of that goal was. And then basically the next one just doubles up. It's one number that I hit, boom, look at the next number, it's double that. And it's like, oh my God. And why do I set such lofty goals for myself? Why do I set such high standards for myself? I just feel like it is what it is. And you only got one shot at living this life, and you might as well make the most of it. There's a lot of people that just settle, and, they don't like where they are. They hate doing some of the stuff that they do, but they can't figure out how to stop doing what they hate. Because they can't figure out, they just accept it. And a lot of times, because they're accepting it, they're mad at you because you won't accept the same old bullcrap every day. And I got news for you. You don't have to. You don't have to. So I want to talk a little bit about some of the things that I do to help break the monotony. And I'll be honest with you, if you're going to be successful in life, you're going to have to do some of the same old stuff every day. You're going to have to. I mean, anybody can tell you what it takes to be successful. But to be honest with you, it's hard work. And it's normally, you got to do that hard work every day, every single day. Every day, you got to put in the work. Every day, you got to get up and you got to get it in, right? You got to go get it. And that's why I say 1, 2, 3, let's get it. Probably didn't say that at the beginning of this show, but 1, 2, 3, let's get it. You got to get it in. And so how do you break the monotony? How do you switch it up? How do you change up the game? How do you do things a little differently? And just so that you can stay in it and stay emotionally engaged. Sometimes you got to stay physically engaged in things. And I do believe in balance, but I also think that you can't be like, today I'm going to work hard and tomorrow I'm going to goof off. Today I'm going to work hard, tomorrow I'm going to goof off. It don't work that way. It don't work that way. I know it doesn't work that way, but I know it don't work that way. If I can say that. It don't work that way, because it's like you work hard one day and you goof off the next day, and then you're flipping the switch off and on, off and on, off and on. That's a momentum killer. And if you've ever been in sales, the most successful thing you can do is maintain that momentum that'll carry you to the next deal, to the next deal, to the next accomplishment. You got to maintain the momentum. Yes, I understand there's days of rest, but days of rest should only come after you've gone through days of extreme exhaustion, like giving it everything that you got. I'm not saying kill yourself, but you got to get it in. And how do you break the monotony? Well, I got to exercise to lose weight. I got to, eat right to lose weight and to get in shape. All these things have to be done constantly. And I can't really take a big break because I haven't reached my milestone goal yet as far as my weight and stuff like that. So I look to the future. That's one thing that you can do to help break the monotony is just kind of daydream about the future. And one of the ways I do that, and not only daydreaming, but just kind of talk towards the future and just think towards the future and plan towards the future. Think about some of the things that you want to do in the future and then lash onto those things. I'll tell you a funny story. I have a exercise bike, a Precor stationary bike, and I bought it for my wife actually because she has a like the skin condition, and when she walks outside and she's in the sun, she'll get like these horrible rashes and stuff. And so, the doctor's like, you gotta, be protective and cover up and wear certain types of lotions and stuff. And she's having a real difficult time with this mask because she can't keep it on her face no longer than so many minutes before her face breaks out. So it's just horrible or whatnot. So I bought it for her, and then she's like, "Yo, this thing hurts my hip or whatever, and I can't ride it, and it's hurts my knee." And I was like, "Okay, it's mine. The bike is mine." So during the pandemic, I would take the bike inside the laundry room, or I would ride it outside on the lanai or whatnot. And but when I'm in the laundry room, I'll close the door and I'll be working out real hard. And a lot of times, I mean, you're on a stationary bike, and you're not really going anywhere. It's like marking time, and I'll talk about marking time in your financial plan in a little bit and in your portfolio. But it's like marking time. And so I'm riding this thing and I'm like giving it everything I got. And then I'm running out of juice. And all of a sudden it just hits me deep down in my heart. And I yell, Japan. and then it's like, I get all juiced up because I'm thinking about the time that, I want to go to Japan and I want to live there partially throughout the year. And I love Japan. I love not everything about it, but certain aspects of it that makes me want to come back. Is like playing golf and you hit that good shot. You want to keep coming back for more. But like riding the bike and it's like, Japan. And my wife was like, what the hell is wrong with this dude? So after I got off, I told her, I said, honey, that's how I break the monotony of riding that bike for an hour or whatever it is. And, giving it everything I got. I'm thinking about the time we can go back to Japan and the time we can go there and enjoy and relax. And just, I'm looking forward to those things. And so, if you're going through life and you have to do the same thing every day and it's something important that you need to do, you got to break the monotony. You got to think of things to say to yourself, to do, to break the monotony, because you may not have an opportunity to go sit down somewhere for 3 weeks and to sort everything out and think about your feelings and your emotions. You got to stay engaged in it. And so you got to figure out how to break the monotony. I want to switch it up for a minute and talk about your financial plan. Do you feel like inside your financial plan, you're going through the motions and you're doing the same old stuff, putting the max in your 401k, just doing whatever somebody tells you to do? Do you feel like you're simply going through the motions? If you do, you just might be. And in this market that we're in right now, one of the things you're going to have to do is you're going to have to rotate your portfolio. You can't just keep putting monies in your 401k and hoping that someday the market will even out and it'll level out. And, that's true over time. But the question is how much more money could you have made or potentially lost? But I want to look at it from the positive perspective. How much more money could you have made if you would have rotated your portfolio inside your 401k? A lot of times there are no fees to do that, right? You can just change your funds or whatnot, or sell stocks. And if you have the ability to sell stock buy stock in your portfolio, there may be some fees with that, but I'm sure they're minuscule and compared to the overall picture. So if you're holding certain stocks in your portfolio and they're trading sideways and you're not really paying attention to it, you're marking time in your portfolio. I used to be a marching band. And one of the things they would do is say, mark time, mark, and you would just march in place. You're expending all this energy, but you're going nowhere. You're putting all this money in your 401k and it's going nowhere, right? Well, what if there's other stocks in your portfolio that you should be buying? What if there's other opportunities that you should be rotating into? Because there's going to be this constant push and pull between growth and value and cyclicals and blah, blah, but back and forth. And, the way you make money is you rotate out of the stuff that's not performing and you rotate into the stuff that is performing. And you have to look at the metrics and understand the fundamentals and look at the technicals and all the other stuff that goes along with it, the dirty work, right? You got to do the dirty work. You got to put time into it. But a lot of people, they have their everyday job. They have the family to take care of. They got the kids, they got their personal things. They may have community stuff to do. And so a lot of people aren't really looking at this stuff. And so they're kind of marking time. And if you're marking time in your portfolio and you're marking time in your financial plan and you're just doing the same old thing, you got to think, man, is there something I should be doing differently? And someone told me this the other day, Harold, the reason why I do this is because I don't know what else to do. I don't know what else to do. And I said, well, you just made a great point for hiring somebody that knows what what to do. Well, I don't know about that, and you're going to charge fees. And yes, I charge fees and I don't work for free. Yes, all of that's important. But, I share with people that, look, if I don't create value for you in the first 6 months, frickin' fire me. I don't deserve to be on your team. If I'm not creating massive value that covers the fees that you pay me, please fire me. Call me and say, Harold, you know what? You're not doing your job. You're not doing what you said you were going to do. You know what? And I will apologize for that. I won't make excuses. And trust me, I will not abandon you. I will not abandon you like that. And in today's world, there's so many people that make so many convenient excuses as to why things aren't working the way they work. It's unfortunate. And I don't want to abandon my clients and just feed them a line of bullcrap and make excuses as to why I can't get the job done, because I'm a professional and there's a lot of things that I can do. And one of the things I do is I do a lot of research. And we have these tools available to us that are quite expensive, right? But I can go in there and punch in certain criteria and this thing will find stocks for me. I don't have to scour billions of stocks on my own. The software will find the stocks I'm looking for. And then all I have to do is plug in them into the system and then analyze them and figure out the best ones to put into my clients' portfolios. And so those are some of the things that I do. And yes, I do charge fees for that because, as I say, if you are a busy professional and you're working, you have other things to do other than sitting there trying to analyze your own stuff. Some people are good at it, but I'm just, for the most part, the clients I work with are, they're happy, they have families, and they want to leave this up to somebody who's watching it for them, checking in on them, making sure they're okay, making sure the plan is on tracking, to make sure we are not marking time. And when the market does crazy things, that's when you can take advantage of the opportunities. There's buying opportunities in the market. So if you're out there and you're sitting there marking time and you feel like you're marking time, you're not going anywhere, give me a call and let's talk about it. That conversation is free. And if you want me to analyze your financial plan, analyze your holdings, I'll do that for $375 per hour. And then I'll package deal it for you and give you 2 hours for the price of one to give you some more extra value. And then from there, you can take that plan and go do whatever you want with it, or you can bring it back to me and I'll implement that plan for you for a fee. And we charge quarterly. Our fees are quarterly. And there's a financial planning fee and then there's an investment advisory fee. Yes, there are fees, but to tell you, if you have goals and you have dreams that you want to accomplish, we must put together a plan. Otherwise, they're just going to remain hopes and dreams and someday in the sweet by and by. And, some people say, well, if God meant for this to happen for me, it'll happen, and all these crazy things that people say. And I'm not putting you down if you've ever said that, because I've said some of that stuff too. But I know that those things aren't really the way it's supposed to be. It's like taking your court case before the judge, and if it's not written up the right way and you're not following the proper procedures, the judge is not going to hear your case. It's the same thing with, praying and stuff. If you don't have those prayers lined up a certain way according to how God wrote stuff out in the Bible, that's just how I believe and how I've experienced it. You may be saying stuff that just is not heard, So I'm not trying to offend anybody or anything like that. I'm just sharing with you my experiences and what I've learned and the things that I've put to the test and have found to be true. And that's the way you see if something is going to work. You put it to the test and you test it to see if it's true. And if it's true and it's working, that's, most likely that's the way it's supposed to be. But again, I'm not trying to put anybody down or beat anybody up or anything like that, or dump out anybody's Kool-Aid. Because where I come from, you dump somebody's Kool-Aid out, man, y'all gonna fight right there. Because it's, Kool-Aid is a precious commodity in my household when I was growing up. So don't mess with the Kool-Aid. And so I'm not trying to dump out your Kool-Aid. But anyway, it's been great sharing with you folks today. Looking forward to seeing you or talking to you on the phone. And until next time, everybody, 1, 2, 3, let's get it.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.